Yeah, I've got to ask about one of your former clubs as well, your former club Manchester United, because they lost to Arsenal at the weekend. They've got a new manager coming in. What do you think the chances are of the new manager turning things around and getting back to the old Manchester United that you know so well?
Well, it's certainly a big job for him. It's a big job for anybody. I suppose there's an element of risk about it, but there's an element of risk about any manager you appoint. Now he's done really well at Ajax. I think he's got a really good pedigree working with Pep at Bayern Munich as well. But he has to just believe in his methods. Now, this job is 10 times the job of Ajax. We know they're the best team in Holland. They'll always be the best club, the biggest club in Holland. But Manchester United is a worldwide football club, and he's got to set criticism at times because that's the way it's going to come. But I think he's got a group of players that are talented. He just has to get this group of players to believe in his methods. I think it's quite obvious this group of players, with the last two managers especially, haven't believed in what they're being coached and haven't believed in the way of playing. And he now has to become a tough manager. A little bit in the way of what Arteta's done this year at Arsenal. That was a big rebuilding job, and he's took no nonsense. I think this manager has to be exactly the same.
Paul, why? I mean, someone who played in the same position as you was obviously Paul Pogba. Why do you think for him it just hasn't worked for him second time around at Manchester United?
It's the big question, Darren. I don't know, because I was there when he was a kid, and this lad has got absolutely everything you'd want in a footballer, in a midfield player. You know, his physique, he can run. I just don't think he's ever learned as a footballer. Constantly seems to make the same mistakes over and over again, and you know, it's disappointing. It looks like he's going to leave, but I think he will go somewhere. A manager will get a grip of him, and I think he'll do really well, as he did in Juventus. I just think for some reason at Manchester United, it hasn't worked out. And it's been a big disappointment. Because we see what he does with France. We saw what he does with what he did with Juventus. It's been a big disappointment, of course it has. But no, do you know what? People probably see him the wrong way. He's a nice lad. He's a lad that I always found wanted to work, wanted to learn, and for some reason it just hasn't worked out. And look, I hope he goes on and does really well. But for the lad himself, I think it's probably time to move on and find a manager that, you know, he really believes in more than anything, and a manager that believes in him. And we all know he's got the ability and talent to be a world-class footballer.
You were saying that you were speaking to Jesse Lingard, and he was talking about the dressing room being a disaster. Has he blocked you yet, first of all, for revealing that information? And can you tell us any more?
I've had a little bit of stick for that, and I don't know why I did it. Honestly, sometimes words just come out of your mouth. But no, I have spoken to him since, and probably best I don't tell you what he said. But yeah, look, Jesse's got nothing to do. I think Jesse's been treated pretty poorly by the club, to be honest with you. I think he was ready to sign for Newcastle at one point, Newcastle or West Ham, I think, right at the end of deadline day in January. And he was told he was going to be given more minutes. And that clearly hasn't happened. I think he's deserved a chance, because we all saw what he did at West Ham. Jesse's a really good footballer. He can bring goals to a team. And with this team playing so poorly as well, and for him not to get a chance as he was promised, I think he's been a little bit unfairly treated.
Do you think he'll go to Newcastle now in the next window?
I don't know. Who knows? I have a feeling the way Ten Hag plays at Ajax, I think he might suit. I think he might even want to keep Jesse. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Jesse's a Manchester lad. Look, he's obviously never really wants to leave Manchester United. And, if this manager wants him, then why wouldn't he stay?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Paul, how far do you think, you look at the likes of what Manchester City are doing, Liverpool are doing, we know that Arsenal want to rebuild, Manchester United look like they're going to have to kind of do the same thing. How far do you think Manchester United are off of challenging again at the top of the Premier League?
It feels a long way, Darren. I think next year he's going to be fighting for fourth place, which is not something that you want of Manchester United. It's not something you expect. You know, at the start of this season, we all expect them to challenge for the title, and that's that's gone badly wrong. I think we're 3, 4, possibly even 5 years away from getting to somewhere where we could be challenging for the league. Now, when this manager comes in, I get the feeling he's going to be thrown into the Lions then, unless something above him or somebody above him comes in as well, because the people who run the club now, Richard Arnold, Ed Woodward and John Murtagh, as much as they're brilliant with the commercial side of the club, football knowledge is not their strength. Now, I think Ten Hag needs somebody. He needs that link between the management and the playing side to the boardroom. And if you can bring someone in, I don't want to throw names about, but you think about Edwin van der Sar, what he's been like at Ajax with him. He's been sensational in that, in really forming that relationship. And I think he needs some kind of link in between the players and the boardroom to really make a good go of it.
Scholes, my final question for you is, and it's the most important question, have you got a section in that gym for ex-players who perhaps aren't in the condition that they once were?
The vending machine.
I can't think of anybody who'd need that, Ali. Yeah, there's a great place in this. Look, it's a different gym. You can see a little picture of it. I know people listening won't be able to, but it's a little bit different. And the one thing I did want to agree with the kids when we did this was on Friday and Saturday night, it turned into a nightclub as well. So,
wow. Oh, someone's just broke something.
On the Friday and Saturday night at 10 o'clock, it turned into a nightclub as well. So, Ali, you're welcome down anytime on a Friday and Saturday night.
That'll do me, mate. That's when I will see you.
Paul, just tell us, which former teammate of yours would you like to get down into your gym to give him a PT session, perhaps? Proper going over.
A proper going over?
So to speak.
Probably the most entertaining one would be Nicky Butt. Great lad, funny lad. Loves a bit of gym work as well, get Nicky down here.
Right. Listen, we'd love to have you on for a lot longer. You're probably very busy. It looks wonderful, and we wish you the best of luck with it as well.
Good luck, mate.
Cheers, Paul.
And your kids as well. I hope it really goes well. So we'll speak to you again very soon, hopefully.
Brilliant. Thanks a lot. Cheers.
Take care. Paul
Cheers,
Scholes there. He's got a gym that's just opened with his kids, Aaron and Alicia. It's called Scholes Gym. Have a little look at it.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Laura Woods. Monday to Wednesday mornings 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.